Audience feedback has been vital to our group throughout various stages of producing our music video, including the research and planning, construction, and evaluation stages of our advanced portfolio. It became of particular use when we developed the initial idea for our narrative. To begin with, we did a treatment pitch to our peers in media, who fell under our intended audience, which was young women of 16 to 24 years of age. Our pitch detailed our initial ideas for our narrative, location, props, costumes, characters, and unique selling point, or USP. The feedback we collected from our pitch was in the form of written post-it notes, which were easy to collect and therefore evaluate. Comments included both statements and questions, which we then answered in a group forum. This allowed us to formulate many more ideas, particularly about how our lyrics would relate to our visuals. Our initial gothic fairy tale idea saw that our performer would play the character of Little Red Riding Hood, with a big bad wolf being the metaphor for her fear of growing up. Many people said they liked the reference to a fairy tale and our interpretation of the lyrics, however they were unsure of how we would represent the wolf character. Furthermore, our audience provided us with an insight on editing. Our plan to use powdered paint and reverse editing in a professional way were developed in our final product, as we used paint and water to create a smoky effect, which was edited in reverse in our fast-paced shots, so it provided confusion and mystery for the audience. The next piece of market poll research we conducted was our audience questionnaire, which was tailored towards our target market. We distributed our questionnaire using SurveyMonkey, which was then shared on social media sites such as Twitter and Facebook. And we also conducted face-to-face interviews, also towards our intended age group, using a set of questions. From this, we found that indie was indeed the most popular genre amongst our target audience. We also found that most of the favourite artists listed were indie, and many of the favourite music videos also fell under this genre, which helped in the research and planning stages in terms of analysing other music videos. It was these results that helped us to classify our target audience as 16 to 24-year-old females, which is only age and gender specific. It could be argued that our sample is small and is limited geographically. We also found that narrative was of most importance to our audience, therefore we chose to focus on engaging our audience using a compelling narrative. Most preferred a mixed colour palette, therefore we saturated some of our shots to include a variation of tones within our monochrome colour palette. We found that many enjoyed a mixture of fast and slow-paced editing, with slow motion following closely behind a mixture. In our music video we took this on board, however we mostly used normal and fast-paced editing to synchronise with the tempo of the song. We decided it would be beneficial to gain more feedback for this later on in the process, which leads us to the next piece of audience feedback which we collected. After completing 2 drafts of our music video and just before putting the final touches on it, we decided to do a peer review in the form of commentary, which was recorded on the school Macs. This was important as it helped us observe audience reception in terms of how they interpreted the narrative and the immediate reactions to the video. We found that this group of peers liked certain shots such as the fisheye lens, the water shots, the shots of the forest, and the fast-paced sequences. However, we were told that we needed to add more shots of the hooded figure so that the build-up towards the climax of the narrative storyline was more effective, which we did using parallel editing. We also found that the lip syncing could be improved and took this on board when putting the final touches in. Finally, after we had finished constructing our music video, our school held a showcase evening which parents, teachers, students and others could attend. This was a great opportunity to collect feedback on our finished product. We received responses for 5 questions which we asked. The first was, what did you like about our music video?
I really like all the really fast-paced editing. I thought it was really fast and efficiency.
I like that you can play this emotion really well. The editing was really good as well. And different settings of like your house or anything. Yeah, that's really good. I liked it very much. It was very powerful and emotional, I think. And I liked the middle bit where you only had the circle, the face, and the background. That was really different from everyone else because everyone else uses kind of overlays, and that was very different from it. And I understood it. I think there was some part of the blood or something like that, which I don't know what it was. And then with the lights as well. That was quite good. And the woodlands with the insert shot being in the woods.
People also said that they liked the choppy edits of our performer and the hooded figure, the light bulb, the corridor and water shots, the fisheye shots, the circle overlay shot and the mirrors. We then asked about the black and white filter.
It reflects the narrative. Yeah, the narrative, I think it worked quite well.
Yeah, I liked it because it was black and white, so it's not something that you always see. It gave it like a bit of an edge. Yeah.
Black and white was always a bit deep, isn't it?
Yeah, it really does add, you know, that.
It looked like a real music video.
We also asked about the fast-paced editing.
It was really weird. You just popped it in there. It was really fast.
Yeah, I think definitely with the fast-paced music, the fast-paced editing's better.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool actually, because some of them were quite slow, but I liked how it was like really fast, like everything was like moving. It was good.
From the written feedback, we learned that 25 said our editing style fitted the track and 2 said it didn't. Therefore, it was indeed effective, despite being the least preferred in our audience questionnaire. We also asked about what we could improve.
I thought it would be quite cool if there was like some gold in it, like maybe just like a little bit.
Oh, was it empty gold?
Yeah. So maybe like some gold paint somewhere. I think maybe the scoop.
Like some of the shots, like a bit improve on that. Be honest. Yeah, brutally honest. Yeah.
From the feedback sheets, we found that most people said they had no improvements, and others just left this box blank. However, here are some of the responses which we did receive. 1 said to make the narrative clearer. 2 said that they were unsure about the circle overlay shots. Another said to finish freeze in the chorus. 1 person said they didn't like the negative shots. 2 said the lip syncing was slightly off. And 1 other person said that our performer should be more enthusiastic when miming the lyrics. In terms of audience reception towards our narrative,
I said that she was insecure and then like the demon is like
No. At first I was like, who is it? But then finally, like when she took it off, I was like, oh my god, of course. It's like finally understood it.
Yeah, I interpret it as like someone following her or her being like she's being stalked or something.
Yeah, so it's like her own demon.
Yeah, what did you think about it?
I thought it was very like film Black Swan. Like
Yeah.
like meshing them down.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
That's what I thought. I thought, oh, it's like Black Swan.
She was sad.
Yeah, she was torn, she was conflicted.
Yeah, definitely, like Hamlet.
here is a tree map which shows the various interpretations seen on the feedback sheets. From the final feedback we received, we are now aware of the various ways in which our music video could have been interpreted, providing us with a clear link to Stuart Hall's audience reception theory. Our audience tended to favour the dominant reading of Inner Conflict. However, many active audience members took the negotiator position, interpreting our video based on certain frameworks or personal viewing experiences, which was really interesting for us to see. And finally, the ending.
The ending
Was how it was fitted.
The ending was, I thought it was quite poignant, wasn't it?
Poignant, definitely.
In summary, we gained vital information about how our audience received our product at various stages throughout the course. Audience feedback was particularly useful to us when changing or developing our ideas for the narrative in the research and planning stages, and for editing in the construction stages.